What up, Talkin Fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Knuckle Up with yours truly, Mike. Or, guys, remember, today's episode is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you can possibly win, even when betting on the same outcome. Different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances on winning long term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 plus yearly just by line shopping. You can find the BetStamp app on Apple iOS Store, Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using promo code Talkin Fight and start your journey to successful sports betting today. And if you forget to use the code upon sign up, don't worry, guys. You can always enter our code in your BetStamp account settings afterwards. So do me a favor, go check it out. Again, www.betstamp.app. And now, guys, we're getting back into it. Here it is. We have the man, Bradley Wilcox, in the main event 10-rounder against Larone Whyte this Saturday that we will be streaming live on this channel. So we got him in the studio, guys. We're gonna bring him in, and we're gonna get down to it and find out all about his career and this fight that he's prepped for this weekend. So yeah, Bradley, thank you for taking time to come and join us here on Talkin Fight to chat it up ahead of your fight this weekend. This Saturday, Brantford Civic Centre, Larone Whyte. Wow, it's gonna be a good one, guys. You're not gonna want to miss it, so make sure you tune into it. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. Bradley, let's just get right into these questions. Can you tell us about your first memory of boxing and what sparked your interest in the sport?
Actually, my first memory with boxing isn't even really so much about me. I remember being 8 years old, running around at Brampton Cup in Brampton with my older brother Stephen. He was the only one fighting at the time. My brother Jesse was in kickboxing, and just watching all the little guys go at it. And then eventually, my dad just said, he asked if we wanted to get involved with it, and then we did. But till we were, I think, in boxing now you can box when you're 8.
Right.
Back then you had to be 10 turning 11, so we had 2 years of waiting. And then
Okay. So you were 8 when you started. So what led you to pursue it seriously? Is it because of the family?
So we grew up East Hamilton. We were East Hamilton boys.
Yep.
And they're one of the rougher parts of Hamilton. And I'm pretty sure my parents, I think their mind, now we're older, so they tell us their mindset.
Right.
Dad kind of figured having 5 boys, he knew one of us were going to get in trouble if he didn't do something. So he kept us what he could do, and that was put us in as much sports as we want. There wasn't a sport that they didn't allow us to try, whether they had the money or not, but they always let us do whatever we wanted. And then one day, my dad took my brother Steven to the boxing gym, and then he seen how much Steven liked it. And just at the side of the boxing, they were running a kickboxing class. Okay. And because we were too young, so we were doing kickboxing while Steven did boxing. And then that gym closed, and my dad noticed how much me and my brothers enjoyed it and loved it. So he thought, I got to keep my boys involved in it. And then from history.
Right. Right. History. The guys, he is part of the Wilcox Clan. If you don't know, they're literally like the dynasty family of Canadian boxing. You're trying to set a Guinness Book of World Records. We did talk about that. Having all you guys on one card would be amazing. Yes, honestly, what a great story. Your biggest inspiration in boxing when you were starting out? Well, I know you have your whole family, but is there anybody else that inspired you to really get in there and do it?
Oh, it's funny because growing up, I I never really like took to boxing right away. I was more of the hockey player out of me and all my brothers. I really wanted to chase the hockey dream, and you know how that is in Canada. It's like
My God, I did the same thing till I was 18.
Yeah, never get there, and then it got to the point. I think I was in Pee Wee when I decided like I'm fucking sick of people blaming the goalie. I'm sick of people, and then I started. Then you started to go to nationals. You started to travel. Then you started to get to have fun, and then I decided, you know what, screw hockey. I'm just gonna be a house league player, and I played hockey until I couldn't play it anymore, but never really took it super serious. It was more for fun, just to get my head outside of boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Did you, as growing up and doing boxing so young, did you find it hard to balance both like your academic, your academics and boxing, or was it just like academics out the window? Like guys.
Actually, academics isn't our strong suit, but we're definitely, and it's probably from the boxing and all the sports we played growing up.
Right.
We just had to work a little harder for the education. I graduated from Mohawk College, civil engineer technology. I got a good job with the city. So as much as people probably remember me when I was in grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
yeah,
not being the smartest kid, I think I got a pretty sweet career.
It sounds like you got a pretty sweet gig now. Yeah, that's definitely a great job. Did you face any obstacles or challenges when you were first starting out in boxing? And if you did, how did you overcome them?
To be honest, I think the only obstacle was probably my dad, because my dad always had that mindset of you're young, just fight whoever, take the losses as they come. And my dad would pretty much throw us in. Like there was one time we went all the way to, I think it was all the way in Sarnia. We went and fought in Sarnia, I think it was. No, it was at Border City Boxing Club. I think so. And they brought over a team from Detroit.
Okay.
And they told us he only had a couple fights more than me. Then I ended up getting stopped. I was 10 years old. Ended up getting stopped in the second round. Turns out the guy had 40 fights, because in the States you can start when you're 8. 40 fights. He was 2 years older. It was, wow. But no, there weren't really any big obstacles. Just not being afraid to fight anybody, willing to take losses, and then that's it.
Right. And you had a pretty highly decorated amateur career yourself. What, 135 fights?
Yeah.
What was the final record out of the amateurs?
It's hard because they give you these little black books, and they're like your passport, or little blue books, and they're your passport, and then you lose them over time. Like we lost them once in Kansas City, and then we lost, like, you just lose them traveling and stuff like that. But I'd probably be around like 90 and 40, maybe a little more, like 130 losses or something. But that comes from fighting anybody, really.
Yeah.
Like, never, like, there were some times where we would always go to a show, and because for anybody who knows boxing shows, exactly what happened on our last weekend club show that we had for our amateurs, fights fall through.
Right.
So even if I wasn't in shape and I wasn't training to fight, my dad would bring the boxing passport with him. And then as soon as fights started falling through, he'd be like, "Oh, Brad can fight." And then, so, like, sometimes there was no prep for it. It was just go and.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Your dad had every bit of confidence in your ability.
Yeah. Well, we knew from day one, we always try to enforce the footwork and defense.
Right.
So no matter who you're in there with, you're not going to get hurt. Right. So.
What are some of the drills that you do to work your footwork?
Obviously the agility ladder and stuff like that. And growing up, we had a coach named Zaya Yonin, and he was everybody who started boxing's worst nightmare when it came to footwork. We had a lot of people get really frustrated because when you first started boxing, for the first 2 weeks, if you wanted to compete, he would make you literally just bounce on your toes, forward and back, left, right, just literally for like 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And then he would add a little bit of bounces. And then, so I would like to give him a lot of credit for the footwork. He was very adamant on teaching us that stuff.
He really like made it second nature. No, not even have to think about it. You just do it now.
Yeah.
Really grinded it in there. What do you remember your first amateur bout?
We actually have a video of it, and it was with another professional boxer named Mike McWilliams. And I don't know if he's retired from boxing, but he did take a little bit of a break. We were both 10 years old, turning 11. I was 55 pounds. He was 65. I remember my dad, like I was small. I was 55 pounds, and my dad always had to okay it for me to fight somebody with bigger difference.
Right.
I remember those days we used to be able to go out and eat before weigh-ins. My dad not no more, but
yeah.
No, that's done. But we ended up actually growing up having a couple. Like I lost to him, and then I lost to him at provincials. He was kind of the guy who was always beating me. And then when I decided to excel in boxing, I think I got the better of him. I think I won 4 out of 7 times that we probably fought. And when I was older, but no, he's a good guy. He still messages me every once in a while, and his dad really keeps in touch. He always messages me, my brother's messages saying like good luck before all our fights. So
right on. What advice would you give to someone who's just trying to start out in boxing?
It's a sport with a lot of up and downs, and there's a lot of politics involved that I don't think people who are getting punched in the face should even have to deal with politics. The best man should win. But for some reason, we're always battling politics. I think the big thing is stay focused. Fight as often as you can. As long as you're not getting hurt, it's a win. And just listen to your coaches. That's
all right. So you have this long amateur career, and you're going to turn pro. Can you tell us the transition and how you felt when you were going through the transition from the amateurs to the pro, and what kind of adjustments you had to make to your game to do that transition?
It was actually a pretty fast transition that me and my dad decided. I don't know. I think it was 2015. I can't remember when I went pro.
2017, June 30th.
Okay, yeah. COVID kind of screwed up the dates because those years just disappeared.
Yeah, right.
The 2017 national championships were going on, and like I said, there's lots of politics, and I guess Boxing Canada decided it wasn't my year to win, so that hurt me. And then literally 3 weeks after nationals, because we knew I was in shape, doing a 4-rounder is not much different because in amateurs you're doing 3 threes. And I said, Dad, I want to go pro. Like if I don't, I'm losing the love for the sport, and that's the main thing, is to keep the love for the sport. I said, I'm sick of fighting the politics. At the time, I was starting my career, and the way Boxing Canada works is they kind of want to own you.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm sure you've heard it all, as soon as you get on the team, they want you to move. They want you to move to Montreal. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. And then they don't want to pay you.
Yeah, there's no support. There's no support system for it, which is it's a shitty thing, to be honest. So
to me, I kind of take it as a blessing that kind of happened. Like obviously I would have tried one more Olympic cycle, but it was nice to my career was starting, and I got a job with the city, and I just graduated, or I was graduating. And then I was like, Dad, like even if I did win nationals, like fuck, I can't up and leave to Montreal for 2 weeks.
Right.
So then I just decided to go pro. So the transition was kind of fast. It was like 3 weeks we decided to go, and then the rest was history, and we are where we are now today.
Yeah, and you know what a journey it's been, man, from start to finish. Like, all those amateur fights, now being an undefeated pro, 10-0, 5 knockouts. Let me ask you this: do you remember the first knockout?
Yeah, I remember my first knockout because it was actually my first fight. My brothers My brothers always bug me about it too, because if you look at the video, it's on my Instagram, but it's pretty funny because I heard him and he went on the ropes and I literally wound up as hard as I can and I ran across the ring. Yeah.
Just like, oh, yeah.
Kind of put a little too much into that one, but that's okay. I was a little
That's,
excited. It was my pro debut and I was fighting a guy 9-9 for my pro debut. So
yeah.
even the commission was kind of like, are you sure? And we said, no, like, we'll be fine. Like, we at least have video on this guy. We'll be okay. And then ended up.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's crazy. 9-9 for the debut. That's huge. Looking back on the start in boxing, is there anything that you would have done differently, or are you perfectly content with where you're at and how you did it?
Obviously, I would have liked to chase the Olympics, but I gave it 2 cycles and stuff like that. And obviously, that's everybody will say that they wish that they could stay around for that. But even that's very political now for boxing. So I'm actually thankful I didn't stay, because when I did stay, all that rumor of boxing getting pulled from the Olympics was starting.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what the people who were thinking that they wanted to stay around for one more Olympic cycle and then it getting pulled, like that would have destroyed me.
That'd be devastating. Like, to work so hard for something and then just have it just like plucked. That would, I think that would drive anybody crazy.
Yeah.
With your fight this weekend, Larone Whyte, I know you're super confident with this one. What do you see the outcome being here?
Well, I don't know. A lot of people know my family. Like, we don't like. I personally think we're pretty humble, and I personally let my hands do the talking. I don't like predicting outcomes and stuff like that.
Okay.
My coaches, we have a game plan on what we're going to do, but I know Larone's coming ready. I know he's had his last couple fights were tough and they didn't go his way, but that's why we gave him 10 weeks notice. We want the best Larone Whyte we can get.
Yeah.
And we're going to give him the best Brad Wilcox we can give him, and may the best man win.
That's you know what? I'm going to be ringside, calling the fights to see it, so I can't wait. I'm going to be super excited for it. I hope all the fans out there tune in for it. Can you talk about any changes or adjustments you've made to your training for this fight without giving it away, or do we want to just let you do it in the ring? Show us that way.
No, I've just been working with the coaches on specific things. Actually, I'm over at my parents' house right now because I sat down with my dad and we watched a couple of Larone's fights. We looked at some of his in the past, looked at some of his in the future, like what happened now, and trying to do our little learning, trying to learn what he does and what bad habits he has. Everybody has bad habits.
Right.
You can figure it out fastest.
Right. And it takes the due diligence of watching all those tapes and going back and watching those fights over and over again.
Yeah. Because when you get those bad habits come back, no matter how hard you're training to get them out.
Right. How do you mentally prepare for a fight? Do you have any specific routines, techniques you follow, the night before?
No, to be honest, I just like hanging out with my brothers. We're all pretty close. Everybody knows that. I just usually, if it's with me, my little brother, we usually bring the Xbox. We just one person will go in the hot Epsom salt bath, and one person will play the game. Like, I don't really have a routine. My routine's more after.
Okay. What's that routine like? I guess the wind down after all the intense training, right?
A lot of fighters like to just go home after their fight. I like to stay back. I like to go to the hotel, and now we're gonna go back with the belt. But I like to go back to the hotel with my fiance and now my baby. She's only got to go to one fight, but I like to stay in a hotel. It's different than home, right? You wake up, then you have a nice big breakfast.
Yeah.
Hopefully after the fight, I'm not sure where Bill Williams is doing the after party, But if he's going to be doing it at the Hudson, then we go there and we get some nice food. As long as my baby's allowed in, I'll come.
Yeah, excellent. Oh man, it's gonna be. I can't wait, man. I'm stoked for the weekend. It's gonna be great. How do you balance your personal life with your boxing career right now? Because I know you said you work for the city, right? And like, do you find it hard to do that?
It can be hard, but obviously it helps with my dad owning the gym and having everybody willing to help. It doesn't matter. I could call my brother Steven, I could call Jesse, I could call Sheldon, I could call Spencer, I could call my dad, I could call my other coaches from the gym, and they would be there right in the morning if I had to. I honestly could probably send them a message right now and say, hey, you want to go to the gym at 4 a.m? And they would be like, yep, I'm there. So that helps. And then obviously having a super supportive fiance, she really makes it easy on me. And my mom babysits my baby every day, so we're super lucky with that. So it's not so much like a daycare, a set time. Like if I tell my mom, Mom, can you watch the baby till 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
She'll never say no, and she knows that the fights are coming up. So
see, that's good, man. It's good to have a very supportive family. You know, like a lot of people don't understand that, you know, that like being a pugilist and doing this as a profession, man, it's, you know, there's a lot of time that you're away, you know, training in camps or, you know, traveling for fights. And, you know, like if you don't have those proper support systems, it can be hell on you, man. And, you know, it's great that you have a huge family that's, you know, there's all you guys at box. You guys all know exactly what's up. It's good to have a great support system.
Yeah. And then even just at the gym, there's lots of people helping. There's a little girl from the gym who will stay and watch the baby whenever I need her to, even if my fiance has to go out and do something. I'll have there's people at the gym, not just my family. So the gym is our family.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've always loved that, man. The gym atmosphere, that family atmosphere, it's great. I don't know if it's just a Canadian thing, I don't know, but yeah, man, I know exactly what you mean. How important is nutrition and weight management to you, and how do you approach these aspects of it?
I think being a little older now, like I know I'm not old. I'm 28, but that's one thing that I noticed is a big difference, and it makes it a lot easier. Obviously, it's hard to stay away from the junk food and stuff like that. Everybody in my family has a sweet tooth.
Right.
But other than that, it's pretty good. We have a good actually the little girl who babysits my daughter at the gym, she wants to go to school to become a chef.
Okay.
So we kind of send her like what we want and what we need, and then she's actually making us little meals. She's meal prepping for us, and she's
that's cool. That's cool. I mean, meal prepping is very important, right? When it comes to like and stuff like that. Like,
I think the big part is convenience.
Yeah.
Like you go to the gym, you bring it with you.
Yeah, and it's right there.
Most of the stuff you can eat it cold. Like you don't need to warm it up. Like once it's already cooked chicken, like realistically, you can get it in you as soon as you're done training.
Yeah, I know when I was cutting weight, it was the same thing. You know, eating cold, boneless, skinless chicken breast. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. You know, like really, you can eat it cold.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like anything, but
no, but it does. It fills you up. That's the main thing.
Can you talk about any injuries that you've experienced during your career and how you dealt with them?
No, just the usual boxing stuff, just hands, like everybody. Like if there's a boxer that doesn't have sore hands, then I don't think they've been boxing long enough.
Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, I know those yeah, man, when you punch things, your fist, I find sometimes that your hands get like so tight that like, you know, like
in the winter, I'll have arthritis when I'm older, that's for sure. In the winter, I gotta warm them up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have the same thing. Probably have the same thing. What are your thoughts on the current state of boxing, and where would you like to see the sport head in the future?
To be honest, it would be nice to see Ontario all get together and make some pretty big fights. There's a lot of good boxers in Ontario.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that can happen. But like I said, it's politics. So there's nothing we can do about that. But I don't know. I think Canada has enough talent to do what everybody's doing in the States, but it's just tough right now.
Yeah. I think we've like we've been slept on a little bit. We do have a huge talent pool. We got people that are very dedicated to the sport and to it as a profession, and it just sucks that we don't get the recognition we deserve. Right.
Yeah.
And it's I'd like to see it in the next few years is have more Canadians in that top 15 world ranking, because I believe from working with Boxing Ontario and doing the amateur events and then doing the pro events here, we have a thick talent pool, man, and we got guys that really should be starting to climb that world stage and fighting for big titles like yourself. Exactly.
Yeah, hopefully.
What's the goal for the end of the year?
The end of the year, I'd like to get one fight now. Like after this fight, I'd like to get one more, maybe midsummer. I'm getting married in August, at the end of August, and then me and my dad and my brothers want to do another show, probably late November, early December, and maybe we'll be able to get that fifth Wilcox brother in the ring, and then call up the Guinness World Record book and actually get it to go through.
And get that inked in there, man.
Yeah.
For real. That'll be great. So that'll be what, the most family fighters on one card ever, right?
Yeah, like same blood.
Yeah.
It would be like same mom, dad kind of thing.
That's incredible. That'd be a great record to hold. Where do you see yourself 5 years from
now? Father of three.
Okay.
Going as far as I can with boxing, and just giving back to the boxing community, to help in the gym. Right. Hopefully I'm boxing still. If I'm boxing still, that means everything went well.
Right.
And that.
Okay. And when you're ready to retire, hang up the gloves, not necessarily walk away from boxing, because you guys do have the gym and everything. What do you want to be remembered for?
I actually opened up a Robbie, we had a brother that passed away, and I opened up a foundation called the Robbie Wilcox Foundation. And I decided to open it up because we've always talked about doing it for the last probably 10 years. Like, we've always done cancer fundraisers and stuff like that.
Right.
So I finally opened up a nonprofit organization with under my brother. Mm-hmm. Of course, COVID happened a month later, so that kind of got put on the back burner. But our last show we did in November, we kind of tried to bring light to it. But I'd like to, even after this fight, I really want to focus on doing that. I don't just want to do boxing shows. I want to help everybody. Right. I want, if you come up to me and you need, I don't know, if somebody needs a liver, if somebody needs anything and it's not covered, like, we would sit down and make a plan on how we can fundraise. So I'd really like to sit down and make that Robbie Wilcox Foundation come to life, because I know my brother's impacted people.
That's amazing. Honestly, to let us know when, where, and how we can help, and we will definitely do our best to help you out there. It's a great cause. One more question here. I got you. Do you want to be loved or do you want to be feared?
Little bit of both. Okay. I don't really care if I'm feared or not, because sorry. In the ring, it's just them. They don't gotta fear me. They don't gotta fear me or not. I am who I am. Right. And I know I can hurt people. So whether they're scared of me or not, it's coming.
I love it. I love watching you in the ring, man. You got that stone cold, like you're already 3-4 thoughts ahead. It's like you're playing chess. It's a pleasure to watch you box in the ring, man. Honestly, Larone, if he's going to come forward, you fight very well off that back foot, and we'll see how this outcome goes on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes, definitely. Well, Bradley, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. We'll sign off, and then I'll say bye. But for now, I'm just going to say thank you for coming by. Thanks for answering the questions, being so transparent. Guys, if you're looking to see him fight this Saturday, Brantford Civic Centre, Larone Whyte, Bradley Wilcox, 10-rounder main event. It's going to be a good one. Tickets, I think, are still available. I'm sure you will be able to catch the live stream on this channel, Talkin Fight. We will be there. I will be commentating ringside along with my man Neil the Deal. And definitely we will chat after you win, I guess.
Yeah.
that's the way the outcome's gonna be. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Well, guys, to all the Talkin Fight fans out there, thanks for tuning in to this special episode of Knuckle Up with Mike Orr and my special guest, Bradley Wilcox. Thank you again to all the fans. We will see you next time. Same channel, new topics. You know what it is. Peace.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Yeah, man. No worries.